most consistent 5 throughout camp so far?
Well, the ones that have went the most throughout camp, I mean, if you're just going sheer numbers for consistency, would be Dalton Merriman, Sheridan, Wilson, Caleb Rodgers, Ty Buchanan, and I'm drawing a blank here, Vinny Scurry. And so obviously we got some guys come back the last couple of days that have done a really good job practicing. Obviously, we still got a little bit of camp left to kind of shuffle things around and move people around to try to figure out who our best 5 are and kind of who our maybe your top 8 are going into a game to play.
What's the initial impression on Jackson Hughes so far?
Well, he's one of those kids, like I said, he's coming off a couple of injuries from his previous school, so he's somebody that, we knew what we were getting coming in, so he's been somebody we've kind of taken it slow. We want to make sure we're getting rehab back so we can get a full healthy version of him instead of a version of him that's not ready to go.
What's been Sheridan Wilson's biggest growth since you got here?
He's just, he's been an unbelievable kid since I've got here. Like I said, he's done everything right. He shows up. He loves Texas Tech. He works hard, knock on wood, but he hasn't missed one rep of one practice since we've been here. And he's been in the building as much as he possibly can. I think he's really embraced his role. And he's just, it's one of those things. He's a sophomore. A lot of everybody wants to recruit these kids and then go out there and think they should play as true freshmen. In that position, it's really hard. And so, most of the time, when you're getting guys that are able to develop a couple years and get their first opportunities when they're sophomore, it's usually the best way possible, And so I think it was just a timing thing for him as far as getting his opportunity at the time he's probably the most ready.
How is Caleb Rodgers, how's he looked in the run scheme where you guys are pulling guards and getting the counter stuff?
He's done a good job. Like I said, he's a really good football player. He can play all 5 positions. He's really athletic, really talented. Everybody knows his leadership ability. He's in one of the best physical shape of any kid I've ever coached at this position. So, like I said, he's a leader in all aspects, and he's just a good football player. He can do anything for us that we need him to do.
Coach, going back a little bit to the scrimmage on Saturday, what are some of the things that you saw from your group that you really liked in the scrimmage?
I thought at this point, when we didn't bust something, I thought it was our best pass protection as far as keeping pockets clean. I thought the D-line has done a really good job of collapsing on the quarterback and not letting him be comfortable in the pocket. Obviously, we had some mistakes out there that wasn't perfect, but when we did things right, I thought it looked how it was supposed to look, and the quarterbacks were able to step into the throws, and obviously, when they're able to do that and can take those hitches up, they're a lot more accurate, and you see, we're able to do that for them. I'd like to see a stat, but I'd be willing to bet they're around 90% when they get a clean pocket to step up and throw, and so I thought that was the best thing we did last Saturday.
Now that you're a couple of days from that, what are some of the big things that you guys have worked on since then?
Well, we're still, I feel like, we're starting to hat things up in the run game. We're not finishing in the run game. So, we kind of get to our guys. There's a couple times yesterday in practice where we have, big explosive runs out there. If we can just finish one guy here, one guy there, if we can, put it all together and do a good job of getting to where we're going and finishing, I think we've got a chance to really do good in that aspect of our offense. And we're just not there yet, but obviously need to get there pretty quick.
Is having Taj being the lead back kind of a plus and minus in that regard, because he can break so many tackles, but it's also that these guys need to learn where the block needs to be so they don't have to.
It's a luxury to have a kid like that as well as all the other kids in the room. It's one of those things. The guys behind him are having great camps too. Shoot those guys. That's a good room. And but yeah, it's a luxury. I've been at places where you have to do everything perfect and you still may only get a minimal gain. To have a kid that can make stuff right for you when you're not perfect definitely helps. And so we're, obviously we're very thankful to have him. He's a great leader. He's an unbelievable kid, and he works as hard as anybody out there. And might be one of the toughest kids out there on the field. Probably is. And so it's definitely a luxury having a kid of that caliber back there.
And how much better is it for your pass blocking schemes to know who the quarterback has been since the beginning of the spring and going into this year and knowing what they expect out of the offensive line?
Yeah, it doesn't. To me, at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. We have a responsibility within the play call, and it's on us to do our part. And if we can get that done and everybody be on the same page, we've got a real chance to be a really good offense.
How's Davion Carter doing physically? He's always banged up a little bit towards the beginning of the camp.
He's doing a really good job. Last 2 days, you could argue he might have had as good a practice as anybody out there. Definitely got to get in shape, you know, but he'll get there. He's another one that's a really high, intelligent, high IQ football player. Could do multiple things on the offensive line. He's played a lot of football, and he's a good football player. He knows how to play the game. And so I think that he's really had a good couple days, and he's continuing to push the needle and envelope to figure out where we're going to put him on the line.
Got time for one or two more.
What has Dalton Merriman done to kind of advance and put himself into position to be a factor? Considering he missed some time.
You know, he just got an opportunity, to get in there, to get in there with the ones, and kind of some things happened for him to get that opportunity, but he got there and he started playing well. It was kind of one of those things. He took advantage of getting reps that he wasn't scheduled to have, and then he's competed, he's fought through, and like I said, with getting getting the bulk and the majority of the reps, you can see he's gotten better. He's got talent. He hasn't played a lot of football. That's where you knock him at. But the more we can get him reps, the more we can get him ready to go, because he's got a chance to be a good football player for us.
So where would you say that competition stands between, I guess, him and Sterling?
Yeah, I mean, and it's one of those things we still haven't, just because we've just now gotten some guys back from nagging little injuries, and we're kind of at full strength, I would say right now, we still got a lot of opportunities to figure out who our 5 best are, and so, just in practice right now, in the last couple of days, he's been competing with Sterling, but that's not to say he's not competing with Caleb or DC or whoever it may be, Danny Seal, Ponton, whoever. Holton Hendricks has had a great couple of last days, and of trying to figure out who our top 5 to 8 guys are. So it's kind of, I don't really say there's a position battle. There is a battle for who our best 5 are.
Anything else? All right, man.
Appreciate you guys.